Because this is about to be something. So thank you, brother. Thank you, Gary. And special thanks to the Schomburg Center and their staff for their hospitality, for making this a nice, well-appointed, please give it up for the Schomburg Center. Give it up to our DJ upstairs. Give it up to our bartender. Keeping us well-appointed and in good spirits. And thanks, Mr. Photo Booth. Yeah, a little round of applause for you. So first, I'd like to acknowledge the four gentlemen I have the privilege of co-hosting with here tonight. They are, with no exaggeration, an exceptional group of people. They're a group of guys I've been fortunate to know as friends, as classmates, and really as extended family before we enter corporate life, community life, or grown-up life in general. So I want to give applause to you guys from me. I also want to thank Mouse for giving this group of old friends a reason to come together in a new way, and to discover what more we can accomplish together. Before we have a great set of guest speakers and panelists that we're going to have a little panel discussion over here, but before I bring them out, I'd like to share with you the origin story of the Code 45 Foundation. Outside of just being a mysterious and cool sounding name, there's actually some lineage behind that. So, walk with me for a moment. 5 friends, all reaching milestone ages this year. Definitely not 45 for all of them, because look at my face, I can't be a day over 32. But somebody's turning 45. I'm not saying any names. So to this point in life, these 5 friends of a certain age have been doing exactly what most of us do in life to start out at least. We run the program, the script that our parents, in many of our cases our mothers, laid out for us. What's the script? You know the script. Go to school, get your education, get you a good paying job, make enough money to take care of yourself, get out of my house, and take care of whomever else you link your paths to, right? So, now that these 5 friends of a certain age have reached a point where they've successfully run that script, we did what Mama Davis told us to do. Mama Davis, shout out to you. Mama Davis, where you at? We did what Mama Ann, my own mama, told us to do. We did it. So now what? That's the point my brothers and I collectively reached. We asked ourselves and each other, we're doing okay, now what? And what we came up with, or more accurately, what came to us, was now that we have some resources, now that we have some connections, now that we have some people who know us, believe in us, how can we put that to use to do something bigger? Right? What would be a worthy end? We think a worthy end is making sure that the struggles we face to get to where we are in life is a little less of a struggle for those who come after us. We don't want to eliminate the struggle. We're not going to be able to eliminate the struggle because struggle breeds character. Pressure makes diamonds, yeah? The struggles that we face are a big part of who we are. I'm gonna pick on my 14-year-old son for a moment because one, he's not here to defend himself, and second of all, because his mother, my wife, is here, so I don't have to take the blame for this dude by myself. So this little dude lives the life that his parents have worked very hard to provide for him. We've done everything we can to make sure it's better, more enriched, and full of more options than we had when we were coming up. So on the surface, he looks like me. Actually, he's prettier than me. He looks like his mother. When he stands like me, his voice is starting to sound like mine. And if you catch him at the right angle, you say, yeah, that's Arthur's kid. He has these long dreads, beautiful dreads, mane of hair. So he looks official. But here's the thing. Like he was inspired actually by Uncle Adon, who by the way, this boy's own words, we had karaoke at our house. My son said Uncle Adon has the voice of an angel.
Yes.
So he must have. Yeah. So the boy looks official, but that long mane of hair, he has this thing he does. where he, like a surfer dude, he flips it, and he makes it sound, oh, Dad. Oh. So here's a typical conversation in our house. Arthur, because that's his name, same as mine, same as my dad. Arthur, did you do your homework today? Oh, no, Dad. Arthur, why didn't you do your homework? Dad, I was playing Xbox with my friends, and then I had to get these TikToks done before I go to football practice. It's really stressful, Dad. And I look at this boy, and I'm like, who are you? who exactly are you? He's my kid. Now, don't get me wrong for a minute. He's smart as a whip, and he's always got an angle. So for that, I can say I will take some credit. He was one day looking at my Syracuse diploma on the mantelpiece, and he's like, Dad, you did pretty good in school, huh? Yes, son, yes, I did. You graduated and stuff. Your name's on this diploma. Dad, your name, Dad, I got a way we can save some money. You're gonna save me some money, son? Do tell. Listen, Dad, your name is the same as my name, so what I figure is, I take this diploma, we're good. So one day, this boy's gonna walk into MasterCard and say, hey, Arthur Baker. No, I didn't retire. No, just keep the checks coming. I'm gonna be a victim of identity theft in my own home. This is the kind of angles my son. I poke fun of my son to make a point of the fact that when you come from struggle as we have, and you get to a point where you can save your kids from it, and you do, sometimes that lack of struggle and challenge produces some outcomes where it's like, okay. So struggle is important. But there is a big difference between uplifting, character-building struggle and a child having barriers imposed on them because of what they look like or where they come from.
Yes.
A big difference. Having their future prosperity limited because of those factors which they have nothing to do with choosing. The Code 45 Foundation is about more than Gary getting old and turning 45. It's about our personal commitment to do something about that in our own way. Yeah? So the 45 is Gary's age. The foundation is all of you. You guys are the magic in this. It's not about us five. The fact that we called, you came, and we're here together doing what we're doing here tonight, that's the magic.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm going to bring the smart people to the stage in a minute. But before I do, here's a little bonus fun fact for you, all you Wikipedia fans. Error code 45 is actually a thing in computing. Somebody knows what it is, okay? Don't, spoiler alert, don't blow me up. It's a Windows error that occurs when the system fails to recognize a device that's connected to it. So think of a printer or a mouse, no pun intended, an external hard drive, something like that. So there's a perfectly good, viable, potentially valuable resource connected to the machine, but it's rendered useless because the system fails to recognize it. Sound familiar? Metaphorically, I'm
Yes.
Keisha Jane Anderson, but poetically even?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Sounds like people I grew up with. Sounds like too many people we see every day. Sounds like me once upon a time. There's talent and ambition and imagination and innovation in places that get totally overlooked. In places where many of us grew up. And all that potential is just waiting to be recognized. Just waiting to be unlocked. That's the story I want to be a part of.
All right.
Thank you. So I'm going to welcome to the stage, because I like to host and ask smart people questions. I host a podcast for MasterCard, What's Next Thing. You might want to check us out on Stitcher, iTunes, wherever you get your finer podcasts. I really do host a podcast.
Yeah, you did.
What I hear, I'm pretty okay at it. All right? So, we're going to have two guests join us. And I'm just meeting my guest, one of them, who sounds like a really awesome individual. Member of the executive board for Mouse, an entrepreneur, runs his own thing. So When we get to the point where we can start our own endeavors, our own enterprises, the system can't help but recognize us, right?
Amen.
Because we become something that makes the system richer, more enriched, more connected, and better. And this gentleman is part of that. Yeah? Omari, come to the stage.
Woo!
And since this is Syracuse night, this wouldn't be complete if we didn't have another SU alum involved here. And it just so happens that our networks are rich with people who are doing cool and amazing things. So we're pleased to have another one of them join us tonight. Shamika Brathwaite is a professional speaker. Yeah, give it up for Shamika already.
Woo!
A professional speaker, college administrator, and philanthropist. She's worked in a variety of educational leadership roles in not-for-profit and the City University of New York. Currently, she serves as a program director at Brooklyn College in the School of Education. As a community advocate, she's joined forces with leading nonprofit organizations on the local, regional, national, and international levels to make a significant impact through programmatic initiatives on education. This is the person who's helping move us forward. Shamika, welcome to the stage. Thank you. No air horn this time? Fine. So I want each of our guests to just tell us a little bit about yourself and the journey that brought you to where you are today. Ladies first.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I would love to thank everyone who just put on this wonderful event tonight. And the mission of Mouse.org, connecting young people to the arts. And my journey began at the High School of Fashion Industries, where I was a fashion design major. And when I entered in the fashion industry, I initially thought I wanted to be a fashion designer. But then I saw a woman next to me, a woman of color, who was the technical designer. And the technical designer is a person that really puts the tech packs together, works with the computer and technology. And it was that moment I knew I wanted to get into the technology side of the fashion industry. And that was the beginning of a career that opened up many doors. And as the mission, technology with a purpose, every single step of the way that I had the opportunity to achieve in my career all ties back to technology, creativity, and culture.
Woo!
So, hello everyone, my name is Omari Edwards. I am actually from New York, from Brooklyn. All right. Sorry, Harlem. But no, so yeah, my journey. I'll fast forward a little bit. So I guess in high school, I guess being a really a good math student, I really didn't know what to do with those skills. So I just, I spoke with one of my professors, and he said, hey, people who are good at math, they can be an actuarial scientist. I said, what the hell is that? I said, I'll pass. So he says, oh no, what about, you also have people who do computers, who do computer programming. So I said, that sounds a bit more interesting. So I went to Morehouse College, HBCUs. And studied computer science. But one thing I found while I was there was that, it was really one of those underappreciated majors, which is not the case right now, but obviously there we were kind of like in half of the first floor of a building. And, but moving forward, what I do now, and I'll connect the dots, but what I do now is one of my ventures is that I have a program that teaches kids, K through 10, how to code. And I got into that because I literally witnessed firsthand the gap, having been literally on either trading floors or working in defense and working in even the startup space and seeing that I was the only one there. Kind of made me say, okay, there's only one way to fix it, is to fix the pipeline. And so with that being said, here I am, and creating ventures, creating job opportunities for people, and also all sorts of people, not just minorities.